Good morning. It's time to do some business. And financial risk management specialist Dr. Joseph Asante has come to the defense of the central bank on allegations of negligence in circumstances leading to the collapse of some banks recently. According to Dr. Asante, he said the Bank of Ghana, as a regulator, took some decisions at the time based on information available to it and cannot be blamed for the predicament of the 7 banks that recently went down.
The regulator is always the regulator. I always say the regulator is always the regulator. We wouldn't want to lay blame at the doorsteps of regulator for either not doing this or that. The regulator takes decisions based on information that is in front of it. If for one reason or the other the regulator issued out licenses, it was because at the time that licenses were being issued, all the facts were clear and they were thorough, that they really had met all the requirements. If the regulator has today found out, then we are blessed, then we are happy that it has been found out. If it hadn't been found out, then we would have an issue where there is an issue of connivance and it is really proven that there were connivances that were actually done to get such licenses to be given out. We have not yet had the reports of investigations. Okay. But when these investigations come, then I think every Ghanaian, every citizen would presume that the law will follow its course.
Also, fuel prices have dropped, and hooray, because I constantly buy some petrol on my way to work every time. But what about you that uses, well, the public transport or any other form of transportation? I'm sure you should also be happy when the prices go down. There's more in the following report.
The reduction by some of the major oil firms in the country, like Goel, Shell and Allied, will result in the amount paid by consumers for the various petroleum products reduced from this morning. Based on Goel and Shell quotes, a litre of diesel and petrol would go for 4 cedis 98 pesos. However, another major player, that is Allied, is selling a litre of petrol at 4 Ghana cedis 94 pesos, while diesel is going for 4 Ghana cedis 95 pesos, slightly lower than that of Goel and Shell. But for those who are interested in gallons, well, diesel and petrol from this morning be sold at 22 Ghana cedis 41 pesos. That is, if we go with the quotes of Shell and Goel, since they have the largest market share. This represents 45 pesos reduction on a gallon based on the last week review. But in what can be described as competition at work, Shell first announced a price reduction, selling each litre of the various products at 5 cedis 5 pesos, but was forced to drop prices further after a major competitor, Goel, announced their review. For some, this is the essence of the deregulation policy, to result in serious competition, but to the benefit of consumers. Now, looking at what has happened on the international market and with predictions of further declines in crude prices, then consumers should brace themselves for further reductions in the coming weeks at the pumps, as long as the cedi remains fairly stable.
Well, the cedi better remain fairly stable, and it's really good news for all of us. Well, that's how we end business. We'll be back at 12:30. My name is Odilia Ntiamwa.